alone. All of my doubt suddenly goes away somehow. One step closer. I have died every day waiting for you, darling. Don't be afraid. I have loved you for 1,000 years. I love you for 1,000 more. Time stands still, beauty in all she is. I will be brave. I will not let anything take away standing in front of me. Every breath, every hour has come to this. One step closer. I have died every day waiting for you.
Okay, so it's 6:48 p.m. here in Cartagena, Colombia. I'm about to propose to my girlfriend, Kathy. Today is Tuesday, December 2nd, 2025. So I'm in the bathroom right now trying to get spiffy. We're about to record her going in, so another video recording. We got here a little late. We got the food waiting on us, and I'm checking in. We're checking in right now. So that prayer looked good. Prayer looked decent. Her camera. She thinks we're coming here for a photo shoot. She has no idea what's about to happen. So I pray it goes well. All right, here we go.
Bienvenida, mi Katy. ¿Cómo estás? Qué linda te ves. Gracias. Bienvenida.
Some moments change everything. You never know which one will lead to love. On January 29th, Barranquilla becomes the city where connections turn into something real. 2 nights of speed dating. Dozens of stunning Colombian women ready to meet someone authentic. Someone who believes love can still surprise him. No filters, no endless messages. Just real conversations that could change your story. Barranquilla, January 29th. Because love doesn't happen by chance. It happens when you show up.
Hello guys, welcome back to another Monday night webcast. It's good to see you. Today I'm here as always to answer all of your questions about international dating and marriage. We do have a poll question for you tonight, which is when and why did you decide to date foreign women abroad? So let's talk about it. So how long have you been thinking about it? Have you made any moves? Have you traveled to meet someone yet? Why not? So hopefully, if you have not traveled and to meet that special lady yet, hopefully I can convince you tonight. So let's talk all about it, and as usual, let's start with reminding you about our upcoming tours and seminars. Well, right now we just had one seminar in San Francisco. I'm sure it went fine. John's not back yet, but it's always great experience. We have Miami in Florida coming up May 16th. We're gonna have a seminar in London. I think we did one seminar in London years and years and years ago, so it's very exciting. So we haven't done it like in 10-15 years. So it's your rare opportunity, and if you live in the UK, definitely attend our seminar in Los Angeles in the end of the summer, August 23rd. So if you live in the area, or even if you don't, please schedule your trip, meet our staff in person, John, Tanya. I'm sure there are going to be other staff members there. They're going to be returning clients, guys who did our tours. Probably going to be some couples that met through us. And you can talk and ask all your questions that you have. They can share their experience, and you can also make some friends this way too. So if you're kind of afraid of traveling alone, you can find a wingman there. So it's also a great opportunity. So and once you're ready to travel, we have really cool tours for you. Well, we have a Cebu tour starting in a few days. That might be a little too late to sign up for that one. But we have other destinations in Asia that we're going to have within the next couple of months. There will be Bangkok tour, there will be Shenzhen tour. So check out our Asian tour dates. And also we're going to have, in the end of this month, we're going to have Barranquilla, Colombia tour, January 29th, and Costa Rica, February 19th, so you still have time to think about it and sign up. Alright guys, also we have a lot of cool footage for you tonight to start the evening. The first one would be a couple of interviews from Argentina. Those ladies named Marisol and Ana Paola. And they're gonna be a video from Philippines about the wedding of Danny and Marilyn, a couple that just recently got married. Well, that's why we're here to introduce couples and watch them getting married. So let's watch that video, and then I'm gonna answer your questions.
Hello guys, my name is Anna and I'm in Argentina, in Buenos Aires, the country where many beautiful ladies, very different. And now you can find your love when you're coming over here. We will help you to do that. Matchmakers working here. I'm here right now, and you know what? Many of you asking the question how safe it is. It was actually really easy flight for me with one connection and then direct flight from Atlanta to Buenos Aires, overnight flight. Nice. It's not a big time difference. It's not a lot of time zones, so you don't have the jet lag that we usually have when we fly into Europe or to any other Asian country. So it was really good. Here it's also safe. As you see, I'm standing in the center of the park. There is no robbers around, nothing like that. It used to be like that, but not nowadays. Nowadays it's pretty safe and good. I can walk around with my phones, with my purses. It's all good. You can go on a date. It's pretty safe country as long as you stick with our suggestions. Another thing, the transportation. Uber is working here. Uber works perfectly. Everything not that cheap as they telling us on the TVs. It's pretty much good prices. For breakfast, it's going to be about $10 for breakfast. Coffee is about $2, $3. Really nice and beautiful country. Plus, amazing ladies. The beauty is very different from ladies with blonde eyes, with blonde hair, blue eyes, to really dark Latin look. You should check the profiles on our website. You should check the girls. I'm personally recommending you to come to Argentina, and for right now, I'm gonna be over here as your matchmaker. So whoever want to work with me, whoever had thought maybe you should use our service for matchmaking service, it's totally right time for you. It's totally the best country right now to visit. It's pretty hot outside, especially if you're in the northern part of the countries. Oh, you better come over here and experience that summer vibe, that amazing weather, amazing country. Definitely recommending to you. And we're doing the first tour here. We're doing the first tour in the end of February. So if you want to come, you still can call. You can call to our office and book that seat for yourself. Hello guys, today we have a great guest, one of our ladies that wants to register with us. Hello, can you introduce yourself?
Bueno, hola, ¿qué tal? Mi nombre es Ana Paula, tengo 20 años, acabo de cumplir 20 de hecho el miércoles.
Ana Paula, why she decided to register the website?
Bueno, porque, los encontré por Instagram primero y decidí por esta agencia básicamente porque últimamente no me están funcionando las citas. Pruebo con amigos de amigos o pruebo con aplicaciones de citas, pero realmente nada funciona. Pareciera que no encuentro gente que quiera lo mismo que yo, que es una relación seria. Últimamente la gente quiere todo, ¿cómo es? Satisfacción instantánea, verte una vez solamente, nada, no hay compromiso. Entonces digo, bueno, justamente esta agencia tiene todo lo que estoy buscando y aparte se ve que es un espacio seguro para las mujeres. Entonces digo, bueno, voy a darle una chance.
And what type of man are you looking for?
Bueno, ¿qué tal?
¿Qué tipo de hombre?
¿Qué tipo de hombre? Bueno, estoy buscando, digamos, el tipo caballeroso, el tipo masculino, con energía masculina, el que te abre la puerta, te invita a cenar, te trae flores, tiene esos gestos románticos, ¿sabes? Son menos escasos o no me los cruzo, pero bueno, esperemos encontrar uno.
On our website, most of the guys are foreigners, not from Argentina. Are you ready to relocate, to move to their country?
Claro, que yo me mueva a su país o que ellos puedan venir a mi país, no me desagrada ninguna de esas opciones.
If there is a man looking right now, the man of your dream, that watching that video, what would you tell him?
Quiero un anillo.
Muchas gracias.
No,
Thank
gracias
you very
a
much.
ustedes.
And guys, if you're watching that, you should see that amazing ladies from Argentina, from Buenos Aires, are registering with us. Please write her a letter. Come on, make a video call. Come and meet her personally. Maybe on our first tour, I don't know, maybe just individual date, but she's here, single, and maybe that's your chance. Thank you.
Apresúrense, el tiempo corre.
Muchas gracias.
Gracias.
Hola, mi nombre es Marisol, tengo 33 años, soy de Buenos Aires, Argentina, vivo en el oeste.
Why you decided to register on our website?
Bueno, en esta oportunidad elegí a la agencia AFA porque me parece una buena oportunidad y nueva de encontrar a alguien para una relación seria, para formar una familia.
What kind of man are you looking for? ¿Qué tipo de hombre?
Me gustaría encontrar a una persona que tenga mis mismos intereses y el mismo camino de vida, que me acompañe, que sea caballero, amable, trabajador y que sepa llevar también un hogar junto a mí.
On our website, we have foreign guys. Are you ready to relocate to their country?
Podría viajar en tal caso, bueno, me gustaría conocer más a la persona, pero sí, me gustaría primero que conozca mi país, que venga y que conozca un poco dónde vivo y bueno, más adelante se ve.
A lot of guys asking the question, when you will be married, do you want to work or your family going to be in the first place?
Me gustaría seguir trabajando, a lo que me dedico, soy pastelera, así que desde casa podría ser y obviamente, bueno, quería formar mi familia con hijos y teniendo mascotas también.
How you see your man? Does he has to have certain profession or age? Is there any terms that he has to have?
Podría ser una persona que le guste el deporte o que se cuide físicamente, que se cuide también la alimentación, es muy importante, y que tenga buenos hábitos, es bueno también. Que quiera compartir todo eso conmigo, también lo hacemos juntos. Y profesión en sí no tengo ninguna en concreto, no tengo problema con eso. Religión, soy católica. Sí, podría ser, sí.
Muchas gracias. Thank you very much. Guys, if you're still single, if you're watching us, you have an amazing lady here in Buenos Aires. You can write her letter, you can come over and meet her, maybe on the tour, maybe on as a single introductions, but you're welcome to write us to ask any questions. Muchas gracias.
Gracias a vos.
Have a great day, guys.
This is the most memorable moment that I cannot forget for my entire life.
Hearing you play in the evenings.
What happened to be like the sacrament of calling like the body?
Watch you sing in church on a Sunday morning.
Give yourself to be as his wife.
Yes, Father.
Finding
Do you give yourself to her as her husband? Yes, I do.
I think back to how you demonstrated your love from the very beginning.
And
How you took that extra mile to show your love and visiting me frequently, crossing the miles from Singapore to Philippines just to be with me. When I see your tears, I want you to know that I am always with you, your safe harbor, your partner, and your home. So today, in front of our family and friends, I make these solemn promises to you. About to love you with all my heart, unconditionally, and without reservation through every high and every low. About to support you to be your biggest cheerleader and to lift you up during your defeat, just as you have always done for me. About to always ensure you are cared for, whether by feeding you or cooking your favorite seafoods, or even happily taking you to Jollibee to eat your beloved chicken drumstick and peach mango pie. I promise to continue our shared fun to play your favorite pool game with you, to always infuse our life with laughter and joy. I promise to always choose
Home away from home, away from home, away from being alone.
My darling Lynn, as you are watching this video and we are getting married soon in a few hours time, I want you to know that you are a very, very important person in my life. I want you to know that you are a loving, caring, understanding and supportive spouse to me. And I truly cherish our marriage relationship deeply. And I want us to be a happy couple. There may be times that we will encounter ups and downs in our marriage relationship, but let us devote our priority to one another so that we can develop a very strong emotional bond and connection in our marriage relationship for a lifetime.
First of all, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling excited and also a bit nervous because I know this is my last year for being single. What I'm thinking is full of excitement, and well, though there's a lot of preparations that have been done from the past few days, sleepless nights, because of all the things that we need to prepare. But I know for sure everything that had happened, all that tiredness and sleepless will be worth it enough after this event.
So, what does this day means to you?
This statement is really one of the special moments in my life. I become emotional again. This is the most memorable moment that I cannot forget for my entire life. Because I never imagined that I become a wife. Because ever since.
Wait,
Sorry.
sorry me.
Sorry. I am very happy. I'm excited to be Mrs. Leong soon.
What part of the ceremony means to you the most?
I guess when we both I and Danny are already in front of the altar, promising each other to be there together, and promise, he never practiced any beliefs, but he always been willing to adapt what I have, what I believe, and he's really willing to willing to be to always with me in everything that I want to do. Is very supportive partner, so I am very grateful that I know Danny. So I thank God that he really gave it to me. And also I would like to thank you for Afar and Affair, because without you guys I will never meet my soulmate. Alright, hi darling. I know you're watching right now and you may feel emotional as well, but all I want you to know that I love you. You know how very emotional I am also, and thank you for always there for me, for always lifting me up whenever I feel weak or down. Thank you for being a strong person, even if I know deep inside you're also feeling weak or feeling down, but always remember that I'm always here for you. I may not be a perfect wife, but I'll do my best to be your perfect partner in life.
Out of ideas, I don't know what to do. Most of the times I think I'll make it through, but all that it takes is one image of you and it shivers. Nobody knows the way it shivers. Nobody knows.
I'm feeling very happy and excited at the same time, and because today is my special day, I'm going to get married soon in a few hours time.
So, what's going on through your mind right now?
Many things in my mind. We started off with the photo shoot in the morning, and then later on we'll be proceeding to the cathedral for the church wedding, and after that we will be having a few hours at the hotel reception. So a lot of things going through my mind. But having said this, I feel happy and excited at the same time.
How do you feel knowing that in a few hours you are going to be a husband?
Definitely one thing that I would want to share with Marilyn, my future spouse, is my commitment towards the marriage relationship. I would want to have a lifetime partner, somebody who loves me dearly, who accepts me for who I am, and take care of me. And I would want to share that Marilyn is a loving, caring, understanding, and supportive spouse. And I would want to give all my support to her in whatever ways I can as a husband.
What does this day mean to you?
This day means a new chapter of my life, a very, very important new phase of my life because I'm getting married, and I understand that marriage is a lifetime commitment. So I would want to love Lynn with all of my heart, my soul, and my body. And it's a very, very important day to me, a day that I will never forget in my life. I think for us, for me, I feel that the church wedding has a lot of significance because we are getting married in the cathedral, and under God's law, it's one husband and one wife. So it means a lot to me because I understand my responsibility as a husband is to be faithful to only Marilyn. So this is my my lifetime commitment.
Take a train ride just to see you. Ride for hours just to please you. You don't know how much I need.
That's now your bride.
Home away from away from being alone. Run away from home, why don't you? 'Cause I did the same just for you.
Guys, that was very beautiful, very touching wedding video. So hopefully we could be watching your video this year or next year. So in order to do that, you know what to do. Jump on the plane and go meet that special lady. Alright, let's go to your questions. Julian says, I decided to start dating outside of the UK when dating became toxic and one-sided. And UK women changed dating to suit themselves or a financial benefit. I do hear that a lot, so not only UK, in the United States, and a lot of guys consider, start dating outside because looking for more traditional relationship, somebody with more traditional values. So yeah, it is a very common thing I hear. Gander says, for the poll question, I would have to say my answer mirrors Anna Paula's answer pretty much closely. No good dates locally. Look, I'm sure there are good women everywhere in every location, which might be a little bit, takes a little bit longer to find more dates you have to go on because, there are so many wonderful ladies, I'm sure in your city, in your state, in your country. So, but of course it's good to, keep an open mind and consider dating outside of your country. Ron says, answer to poll question. The extreme feminism in America has changed the dating, relationship, marriage landscape in the USA in the worst way. Going outside the US provides options. I agree. Ski says, what motivates Ukrainian women to seek relationship with American men rather than dating locally? Well, it's very hard to go on dates locally in Ukraine. Because even before the war, it was 53% of women versus 47% of men. So there's, there was big gap there to begin with. Out of those 47%, a lot of those guys were just not marriage material. They couldn't take care of the families and wouldn't take responsibility of the family. It was convenient for guys to date casually without committing to be married, and even if they get married, a lot of them just turn out not to be a very good husband, not very faithful, not taking care of their families. So quite often women just stay married for a little while, but then they figure out there's just nothing good comes out of it. They can't rely on this man, and they have to part ways. Of course, with that being said, there is a lot of good Ukrainian men who, have husbands, good fathers, but also now we have a problem with war, and a lot of men are, in fights and eastern border of Ukraine, and thousands and thousands have already died, a lot injured, and they've been away for 4 years now. It's a long period of time. And those that are not currently not in the army, a lot of them kind of hiding right now because not everybody want to go fight in a war, which is understandable. Not everybody is just willing to lose their life and be hurt. So they hide in their homes from military police because military police just raids the streets and checking the documents randomly. So if they see a man and he is in that age group, so if he's between whatever it is, 20 something to 60, he can be drafted to the army, and if they check if he doesn't have the proper paperwork, then they take him, put him in a bus, and ship him off to the war. So a lot of guys avoid to even go outside. When you go to a restaurant in Ukraine, you will see majority of the people in restaurants right now are women, because again, guys are hiding. We had on the last couple of tours, I was talking to our Kiev office manager, and she was saying we were struggling to find cab drivers. So we normally have cab drivers we'll always partner with. They just meet our guys at train stations, airport, and take them to Rus. We just, of course, we want to use reliable people. But this time we didn't have anybody, so we had one lady who's interpreter in her 50s. So this interpreter had to pick up all the guys just literally because we didn't have any male drivers left. So yeah. So hopefully that answers your question. So of course, women still looking for life partners. They still wanna get married, start a family, and since it's not very possible to do in Ukraine right now, service like ours is great for them. It gives them opportunity to meet someone. All right. Next question is from Julian. I need to know, would I be safe in Argentina because I'm a UK citizen? How's the attitude? Sorry, lost your question. How's the attitude towards UK citizens in Argentina? Many are still bitter after the war in '82. Well, it's not 1982 anymore, so half of century passed and the attitude is just fine. There are a lot of foreign tourists in general. Of course, a lot of American, there are a lot of guys from UK and other countries, so no, there's no bitterness there, absolutely not. And as far as the safety, of course, like in any large city, there, can be heavy crime rate, but you just don't go to the area you're not supposed to go. Our staff will recommend hotels, so in good areas where you can stay, and they're gonna be scheduling dates and restaurants, again, in those good tourist-friendly areas, so just stay there. And Buenos Aires is a very big city. We have our office manager Anna. She just went there to open an office there not that long ago, so she's currently living there. She enjoys it. She said it's a great country, great place. Of course, there's drawbacks, but there's no perfect place in this world. And again, Buenos Aires is a beautiful city with a lot of good food. She keeps sending photos of all the local food, and especially Argentinian steak. She definitely highly recommends. But then again, she doesn't have any issues with safety as long as you just use common sense and don't go to bad areas. Don't try not to wear overly expensive jewelry, Rolex watch and stuff like this. It's just don't attract unnecessary attention. Dress more modestly, and you're gonna be okay. George, how has the war changed Ukrainian women's priorities around marriage, stability, and a family? Oh, it's exactly what Ukrainian women want right now, is stability. It's pretty much the first word they use, when we ask them, so what are you looking for in life? What are you looking for in a partner? So she'll say reliability and stability, because 4 years of this unpredictable things, you don't know what tomorrow will bring. You don't know if you wake up the next morning and a drone can be hitting your building, your apartment. So it's pretty scary when you have to live in such conditions, for years and years at a time. So they definitely want to live in a good situation, start a family. Even I was talking to lady about meeting her man in Poland. I was asking, it's far away. I mean, are you really willing to travel 20 hours by bus just to go on a date with him? She says, yes, I do want an opportunity to meet this guy. I want to get to know him. And she says, for me, it will be hard to be relaxed and enjoy each other's company in Kiev right now, because I hear sirens, it makes me nervous the entire time. And, I just want those days that we spend together be pleasant. I don't want to be worrying about things. I want things to be like back to normal dating experience, like everything was before the war. So yes, so ladies are very motivated to find a life partner, even now more than ever. Of course, survival is the main priority, the first thing, but if they survive, they want to create a family. Saul says, what cultural misunderstandings most often sabotage promising matches early on? Well, that's a very good question. I guess on the ladies, and I would say reasonable financial expectations, because there is this misconception, stereotype in a lot of countries that in the Western world money grows on trees, and so by default, if a guy comes from the States, by default he's rich, and which is not, to say the least, is not the case. So just take some time to understand. So it doesn't mean the ladies are gold diggers and they're only financially motivated. No, they're looking, of course, for a man who can take care of them financially, because she's going to be quitting her job, she's going to be relocating, and she wants to make sure she's going to have at least decent life when she moves. So financial part is important, but also, again, in the beginning, the expectations might be a little off. So more you tell her about lifestyle, where you live, more down to earth she's gonna become, and so you don't have this issue later on. Let's see. Ron says, looked like it was a beautiful wedding. Yes, it was very touching. McKissick, answer to poll question. I started trying to date foreign women when I was in college in late 80s, early 90s. I had just started trying to date, but even my early experience with local women were all bad. And then you definitely need to travel overseas. I know you've been thinking about it for a while, so hopefully you can make that trip soon. T, you mentioned the Ukrainian military police picking up men off the streets to send them to the front. Have any men on the tour been stopped by military police? Well, most of our guys, look very foreign. They don't look like Ukrainians, so usually police, military police is not going to be interested in them. It's just like, even I think one time it happened, they stopped a younger guy on the tour. He was in his late 20s, and that's why, he stood out a little bit more. Plus, he was, I guess they confused him as local, and he started speaking with them in English, and they thought he just pretended he's just playing, so they would leave him alone. But he luckily had a photo of his US passport in his phone, and he showed it to them, and they left him alone immediately. So I'd recommend, if you are in that draft age and you go to Ukraine, just have a photo of your passport on your phone, and that's it. And you won't be harassed. Chuck, how do young guys do on a normal Ukrainian tours? I've been corresponding with you by email, and you tell me it's better to go on a tour. Young guys do great on a tour, and we have the diverse groups. We have the youngest guys on my tours that I remember was 22, and then the oldest about 80 or early 80s, so of course it's very diverse. Majority of guys are in their 40s, early 50s, but we still get guys in their 20s and 30s. Again, they do great. So that's why I'd recommend socials. You're gonna meet hundreds of ladies, and a lot of them, majority of them, is gonna be in your target age group. So I'm assuming, I don't know how old you are, but there are so many ladies in their 20s, early 30s. So it's gonna save you a lot of dates when you see all these 100 women all at once. You see whom you like the most, you go talk to them, exchange phone numbers, and imagine if you have to go on 100 first dates, how long, how many years it's gonna take for you to go through this. But when at a social, you can talk for 5 minutes to a lady, just exchange numbers, and that's it. And in the end of the evening, you decide if you want to take her out the next day or not. And you see if there's mutual interest, you see there's connection, any chemistry, something that you can build a relationship on later. John says, thank you for response last week. To repeat, I'm trying to bring Ukrainian lady here on a tourist visa. What I did not mention last week is that she's in Western Europe and we have met twice in London. Will that make it any easier? If this issue to specialize with webcast, perhaps I can talk to someone in the office. And poll question answer, the dating market is not favorable for men in my city. I tried many dating services here and hit nothing but dry wells. Ukraine is much better. Well, since you met in London, so I'm assuming she had, at the very least, she has a visa to UK, which is fantastic. What the American embassy would want to see is the pattern of her receiving visas to other countries, not overstaying them, following the rules. So that really increases the chances. So I definitely would say give it a try. And what do you have to lose other than $180 of those fees? So good luck. James, how has dating changed in Ukraine since the war? Well, it's again, it changed because less of option of the man to go out. If you go on Ukrainian Tinder or whatever, version of Tinder, there's just way less profiles that are gonna be available, and a lot of guys just don't want to go on the dates, and they're scared, they're depressed. It's just they're not in the mood for dating to begin with, so it's very difficult. So it doesn't mean nobody goes on the dates. Of course, life doesn't stop. People still go on dates, but that's not anywhere near what it was 4 years ago. Ethan, what level of emotional availability do Ukrainian women expect from a serious partner? Well, that's a fantastic question, but it's really hard to answer because it's hard for me to generalize all Ukrainian women, and for a lot of ladies, the emotional availability of a partner is extremely important. I would say for majority, not for all, because people have different temper, different personalities. But I would say majority, it's a big factor. Vincent, what mistakes do American men make when trying to appear confident but come across as arrogant? Well, yeah, don't try to appear overly confident. Everything's good in moderation, and don't try too hard. If you're shy, it's okay. Then just be yourself, because when you're trying to play a role and trying to be someone whom you're not, that can come off really wrong, and that's why a woman can read it as arrogance. And just be yourself. Ukraine Dave, why do Argentinian ladies want to date a foreign man? Good question. But because why not? Also, they're looking for a reliable life partner. That's all foreign women here that, Western man has this reputation for being very family oriented, reliable, good fathers, and that's what they want. Because there are a lot of great local men, of course. I'm not going to say that all Argentinian guys are just horrible. No, there's a lot of good guys. But what I hear is, a lot of them just not reliable, and it's kind of similar to Ukrainian guys. It's a very similar problem. So they want to find a good man who's going to be a good husband and provider. James, I was supposed to do a tour, but I met a lady online. She asked me to see her before I went on her, so I flew over and saw her. We stayed connected. I got her into the United States. Well, all right. That's fantastic that that your relationship really took off and she's here now. That is amazing. It's an extremely rare case when it happens, but I'm glad you found the one, and it's we don't again. You did what we normally don't recommend: travel to meet only one person, because chances of things not working out is just very high. Because what if if you hated each other on the first date and you flew all the way there? But it's fantastic that it worked out for you, and I'm very, very happy for both of you. Another one from James, sorry. We're not together now, but we're both in Miami, but we're still very close. I wish I would have waited on the tour though and met 100 ladies. Well, we still have another tour in the end of March to Ukraine, Kiev and Odessa. I don't know if it's sold out or not yet, but if it's sold out, at least you can get on a wait list or sign up for the next available tour. Brent, what advice would you give an American man who wants a serious relationship rather than a short-term experience? I would say have a plan, have a game plan. Think how. So you go there, you find your woman of your dreams. What are you gonna do next? So again, you need to be financially ready to do this. You don't need to have tons of money. I'm not saying you have to be a millionaire to do this, but trips, immigration paperwork, you're moving here, just it's gonna be a lot of expenses over the next couple of years. If everything works out, because the fiancé visa government fees are a little bit over $1,000. Then your green card is another couple grand, and that's you filing pretty soon. Plus again your trips back and forth to see her, because problem with for a lot of guys, they get vacation time only once a year, and it's like a week or two. So imagine you go in the Philippines, you spend 10 days there, you find a wonderful woman, but you need to be able to come back and see her. Even if you get engaged during those 10 days, you file for the documents right away. You still have to wait about a year plus minus for your fiancé visa to be approved. So if you just spending this year apart, a lot of couples just cannot make it because long distance relationship are difficult. Yes, there are video calls, they're texting, but don't forget the time difference. When you're awake, she's sleeping, vice versa. And she's working a lot. Many ladies work 2-3 jobs to support themselves and their families, so they have very little time left, to be able to communicate. So have a game plan. Make sure after your first trip, you can secure your vacation time couple months later or sooner. So you can either go back to your country and spend time with this lady, or you can take a vacation together somewhere in a third country. Most likely she won't be able to come to the United States, as it's extremely difficult to get the tourist visa. But you can meet somewhere else where she's not required to have a visa, and just spend this time together, just two of you. So yeah, hopefully that would help. All right, next question is, how do family expectations influence a Ukrainian woman's dating decision? Usually I would say it affects ladies' decision if it's a young lady. So if she's in her 20s, she still lives with her parents, they're still very connected, very attached. So of course it's a big deal to bring her future fiancé home, introduce him to parents. So God forbid father, mother hated the guy, and they might even like the guy, but they don't want their beloved daughter to just pack everything and move to another country, and they won't be able to come and see her again, with all the visa situations and other factors. So to them, they're just gonna let their child go to other side of the world and worry and never see her again. So yes, there might be some resistance there. Older the lady is, easier for her. So she's already separated from her parents. So she's in her 30s, 40s. She's already living her life. She's already probably been previously married. She might already have kids. So her parents' opinion will not matter that much. And of course, she would care about it, but she's not gonna let it determine her future life. The only exception is if her parents are older, they have health issues, and she needs to take care of them physically. So that's something you would need to talk to her about, because I've seen couples falling apart over that, because two people are in love, but she just cannot leave her sick relative behind, and well, that can last 2 years, and of course man doesn't want to wait. So there's, I guess, the only thing to do in this situation is a compromise, as far as maybe you have to financially find a nurse, live-in nurse or somebody like this to take care of her parents, which is going to be additional expenses. That's why it's good to have a game plan when you make such trip. Okay, second. Ukraine, Dave, and any tours going right now? How's it going? And well, we have a Cebu tour that's gonna start in a couple of days, so we'll see about that. As far as other tours, everything was completed last year. What was it? I think was Ukraine tour, end of November. Don't think we had anything in December. So yeah, the last tour for the year, I think that was my Kiev tour. Went great. I really enjoyed it. Guys met a lot of guys met some their future fiancés, girlfriends. So they started a relationship now and developing. So yeah, it was a great tour, and we had a lot of ladies. First social, we had 160 ladies. Too many in my opinion, but guys liked it. And the second was 120 if I'm not mistaken, so a lot of ladies to meet. And the next question is, are girls more willing to go on dates with guys from socials over individual introductions? Well, I mean, I think a lady will be open to both options. So if she meets a man at the social, it's also beneficial for her. So she already knows how the man looks like. She already you can feel his vibe. She can feel if there's a little bit of a connection, like if there's something worth exploring. If she, just didn't like the guy, she just will not go on a date with him after. So, but again, I don't think there is a difference for a woman how she prefers to meet at the social or individual introductions, unless she has to travel from another city. For those, when we call ladies and ask her, hey, will you be willing to travel 2-3 hours to Kiev to meet this man at the social? The answer is going to be no. But if he wants to come and meet me, or at least meet with me, exclusively, not, so I don't want to spend 6 hours on a bus and he only spent 3 minutes conversation with me during that social. No, that's not what I want to do. I want to, feel special, unique. I prefer to go on an individual date. All right. TextMax25. How do Ukrainian women view traditional gender roles inside the relationship versus modern expectations? Well, they still expect the man to be a provider. I mean, they're okay with two people being partners in a relationship, of course, but they still expect the man to be a main provider for most of the family. It's not common for a woman to make more than a man in that culture, so they would expect that. And as far as house chores, I mean, most of the ladies are okay with doing house chores, but of course, if a man participates, it's gonna be highly appreciated. James, I flew her out of Ukraine 24 hours before the war started. Then 3 years later, I helped her get into the United States again. We're still close friends, but not a couple. I see. Well, it's too bad it didn't turn into a relationship. I mean, it's always great to have a good friend. Friends are important, but I think we're here for a little bit different reasons. Looking for life partners. So again, if you ever decide to go back to Ukraine, would be happy to help. All right, the next question. I see on the site most of the girls who get married are late 20s, so the younger girls don't get married as often. Well, I don't think we get, if we're talking about Eastern Europe, we don't get tons of marriages with the girls when they're 18, 19, because they're still teenager. Yes, they can be more mature than the average American teenager, but they're still, they're still in college. A lot of them still live with parents. They're just not quite there yet. They lack in life experience, determination, understanding what it takes to make those relationships work, because long distance relationship and international relationship like this, they're hard. It requires a lot of work, so both people need to be mature, should be willing to put effort in it to make it work. So In the Philippines, it's a little bit different story. We do get more marriages like that. In Latin America, it's 50-50, I would say, but yeah, that's not very common in Eastern Europe. Makisek, how do Argentine women rate in English speaking ability versus Colombian women? I would say about the same, really. So majority of people do not speak English, so don't necessarily expect it. I mean, when we're looking for the ladies to sign up, of course, we're trying to find those that speak English, but well, if somebody who doesn't speak English currently still want to find a husband, our local matchmakers are more than willing to assist her in that process. Alright, I think that was the last question for tonight. Let me double check. Yes. So alright guys, thank you so much for sending in your questions and your feedback on the poll question. I really appreciate it. And we will be back next Monday with more information, more videos, and looking forward to seeing you next time. Thank you.